guys, it's Ariel with Seattle Coffee Gear, and today we are going to be making a super simple, no churn cold brew coffee ice cream. So if you don't have an ice cream maker, this is something that you can just throw together really easily. So we've got two separate bowls. We've got a 16 ounce or 1 pint of heavy whipping cream that we're going to put into one bowl. Then into another bowl, we have our half a cup of cold brew, and I'm using Tropical Weather from Onyx. I'm going to do just a splash of Kahlua to bring out the coffee flavor. And just a smidge of maraschino liqueur to bring out the red fruit notes in the coffee. To that, we are going to add 1 can of condensed milk. I want to get all of that goodness out of there. Okay. And you're just going to give that a stir to kind of combine everything. So this is going to be the flavor base for our ice cream. Okay. So now that that's combined, we're going to bring our heavy whipping cream front and center. And you want to whip this until it forms stiff peaks. So now we're at stiff peaks. So that will be when, a peak will stay in place instead of kind of folding over. All right, so we're just going to set this aside here. So now what we're going to do is we're going to just kind of incorporate half of this in with our flavor base. And this is so it will combine more easily with the rest of this. Okay, so now we're just going to fold it in. And folding is just, you're very gently mixing because you don't want to lose the fluffiness of the whipped cream. And you want to do that until it's, relatively combined where you don't have any, lumps. Make sure you get the sides. So you go around and then kind of to the bottom and over. And you just kind of keep doing that until the color is a bit more uniform. And it's important that you don't lose that fluffiness because with a no churn ice cream, you want it to be fluffy. That way the ice crystals that form are small. Otherwise you're going to get kind of more of a gritty ice cream, and that's not something that you want. So it's just going to give it a more pleasant texture. Okay, so that's combined enough. So now we're going to move it to our big bowl here. And then we're just going to keep folding. Make sure you scrape down the sides of your bowl just so you get as much of that deliciousness in the other bowl as possible. And then we're just going to keep folding. It does take a little bit of time, you know, but if you don't have an ice cream maker, this is definitely the way to go. And it makes super delicious ice cream. I made a batch of this last week so I could show you how it scoops, and it took all of my self-control not to eat that before we filmed this video. So you're just going to fold everything until you don't see any like different colors of, you know, different ribbons of color, and you don't want to see any lumps. So you want everything to just be smooth and evenly, uniformly colored. All the while just being as gentle as possible, so you have that nice fluffiness there. Don't forget the bottom of the bowl. So sides and bottom. Just make sure you keep scraping that and moving it in, and then just gently turning it. All right, so that is nice and smooth. So next you're going to want a container where it can freeze evenly. I like using kind of a little bread baking pan, and you can get them for $5 at Target. So when you're not baking bread, you can use them for making ice cream. Okay, so now we're just going to pour everything in. Okay. There we go. And next you're going to want to wrap it tightly with plastic wrap, just to prevent any kind of freezer flavors from contaminating the coffee. So you want to use a pretty decent amount. So what I actually like to do is get one layer that comes in direct contact with the surface of our mixture, like so. And then I just want to do another kind of layer over the top like this. And then you would put this in your freezer for 6 hours or until it's frozen enough for you to scoop. So I'm just going to set this aside. We will go ahead and get the batch that I made last week. And it is still going to be a little bit icier than something made with an ice cream machine, but it still scoops really nicely, you know, makes for a great dessert, and it has a nice kind of light fluffy texture from the whipped cream. And you just scoop that in a little serving cup, and you can make an affogato with it, or you can drizzle some chocolate or caramel syrup over it. But there we have it. That is our no churn cold brew ice cream. Thank you for joining me. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Leave a comment below. We'll see you next time. Thanks, guys.